Hello there, and welcome back to another AIMBOT. Am I morally bankrupt or them? My apologies, I'm all disorganized and I just came from a Christian chat. Hopefully I can set up a debate. This is going to be great. I'm going to love it if I do. I got up late, so I'm sorry I haven't really shaved or anything. I've been very disheveled. Hello, Ember. Hello. How are you doing? Actually, I should be able to show chat. Let's show the chat. Hello, very good to see you. Always good to see you. There, I can show it twice. That's fantastic. Anyway, welcome back to AIMBOT and My Morally Bankrupt or Them, where we are going to be doing some consensual, solicited judgment of random people on the internet. And I want to talk about some things up front, because that's usually what I do. Absolutely what I do. Well, maybe. Justin said that this particular person, they tried to set up a debate, but it fell through. I don't know what happened, but hopefully maybe just a conversation, maybe something a little less in your face and sort of difficult sounding. Let's just say less in your face and more just, hey, let's have a conversation, reasonable conversation about this. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe I'm being too confrontational. Ember, am I confrontational? Okay, that's a joke. But I do notice, and this is the thing, like No Kings, I am so proud of you people. As about 7 million people came through for No Kings, sort of, protest kind of thing. I think it was incredible. 7 million people. Like, it was estimated to be 5 on the last part. And I wanted to see if there was any sort of shots of the crowd kind of thing. So, like, the weird thing was that Trump was on a jet basically saying, hey, it was a tiny thing, inconsequential, doesn't really matter kind of thing. It's just, I don't know how, like, that man can sort of can dismiss something with so many people sort of attending it. I mean, look at
One of the ways
this
that the White House
shot.
is talking about it. Can you bring us on the ground with you? What did you see? What did you hear over the weekend?
Yeah, let me first just make a quick point. Do we remember the Trump campaign just about a year ago, whenever Biden referenced some of the country as, quote, garbage?
Yeah.
And then the way the Trump campaign latched onto that, the deplorable comment.
This is insane. This is so many people in all over the US coming together to say, hey, we do not like this. We have a right to be able to protest it. So good. Like, so good. I'm so proud of the US people. Like, seriously, I am so happy to see everybody come out and do the protest thing. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And well done, America. Holy crap. It's incredible to see, like, the amount of people out there. And what's really bad
Road in Maryland and Virginia for a lot of these individuals. The
is
original
that before this happened, the Fox News and the Sky News, I won't keep just Australia out of it. They kind of said, it's just going to be violent Antifa terrorists rampaging through the country, tearing things down and stuff. And it was just, ordinary citizens with flyers and signs and banners and, 7 million people taking to the streets to remind them who actually owns the country, who actually has the power in the country. And spoiler, it's not Trump and it's not the tech billionaires, it is the people. Like some of the documents, I don't know, some founding documents of the country actually articulate the people always have the power. They always did. And they don't like what they're seeing. I can't say I blame them. These countries, they're not set up so that a 1% can have an incredibly wonderful life and the rest just drudge away in misery. That is not how the country was set up. It's not what the country's for. Take note. But the thing that got me on sort of opening my browser today and looking at the news from it was, of course, the way that some media is handling it, right? Like the normal mainstream media, I think they're downplaying certain things. I think they're not paying attention to certain things. But you know, the Australian media, part of it is just ridiculous. And I want to share this. I do want to share this, right? This is me old friend Sky News. You know, me old friend Sky News. If you don't know, my opinion of Sky News is like, you know, it is absolutely terrible. This is me old friend Sky News, right? You know, no King's protest with humorous AI clips. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And why the
Now
fuck
look, a video of a woman
is this man on Sky News? Why the hell is that guy on Sky News? Like, he is a idiot. He's an absolute idiot. Like, I don't know why anyone takes Alex Stein seriously. Like, he went on a debate and sort of says, you know, Santa is the devil. Like, seriously, he's an idiot. He's an absolute moron. I don't know why anyone... Like, they're putting this guy on. Like, he's a comedian, exactly. And he's not even that funny. He's just an idiot. He just acts like a moron, acts like a child, and then expects everybody to laugh. And I mean, there is humor in that if you're acting like an idiot. But why you're having him on to seriously comment on something is totally beyond me. Like, it's beyond me. Like, you're basically having a comedian on to sort of comment on, you know, social issues and you know, a very serious protest. Like, why have a comedian on? It's nuts. And this is Sky News, which is basically an arm of Fox News. I do not like them. I do not like them, Sam. I am. They're terrible. And look, ridiculous. No King's protesters. Ridiculous. They're ridiculous, apparently. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting that they've managed to go before the protest saying, hey, they're a bunch of Antifa terrorists that are going to tear down the country. They hate democracy. They hate America. They were calling it the Hate America rally. That's what the right were calling it. That it was just Antifa, you know, fascists somehow. I don't know how that works, but Antifa fascists that were going to tear down America and destroy freedom and stuff like that. After 7 million people peacefully protest with no problems whatsoever, they're like, oh, they're just being ridiculous. Well, which is it? Are they a horrible threat that we need to be defended from, or are they just ridiculous? Because it seems like the narrative changes at your convenience. Funny that. It's just a way of dismissing what is a very, very serious protest. You know, like, absolutely. The other thing I want to talk about, is that Trump finally met with Anthony Albanese, and I have to say, I don't think a better job could have been done. I don't think a better job could have been done. This is important to me because it really sets the stage for how our country does in the future, right? So there was a bit of a problem. I mean, Trump's very childish. So, okay. So if you don't know, and I wouldn't expect you to, we haven't, the Prime Minister of Australia, who is without a doubt, without a doubt, Australia is America's strongest ally. Okay, and there's various reasons why that is. I've talked at them sort of in length. Or I should say that we were America's strongest ally. I'm not even sure that's true anymore, which, you know, is largely down to Trump. But it is the case that we have this relationship with America, that we are not only in a trade agreements with them. We have tax agreements with them. We have defense agreements. There's a whole load of things tying us to America, and it's difficult to just go, no, we can't deal with you, because Australia still wants to help the American people as much as possible. We want to, get America through this. It's going to be tough, and I don't think Albanese could have done a better job. But due to some weird traditions and some legal obligations, the Prime Minister cannot meet with the President of the United States without the ambassador present. Now, the ambassador to the United States is a guy called Kevin Rudd, who is a very smart guy, talked very disparagingly of Trump, and he generally has a good relationship with a lot of different countries, including China, or China, as you might call it. So he speaks fluent Mandarin, I believe. He is a very smart guy. He's an ex-prime minister, so he used to be the Prime Minister of Australia. And Trump, because he spoke about how dangerous Trump was, how bad a president he was, Trump hates him. So that's the reason why the Prime Minister has not been able to meet with Trump. A ridiculous reason that he doesn't like what the ambassador said on certain points. Now, Albanese will not get rid of Kevin Rudd. It's not going to happen. I think this is a brilliant move because it shows that there's some things that Trump cannot ask us to do. Okay, it shows that you're not in command of this country. I think it is a sort of thing that is very, very good. Because, you can't just meddle in some other country's politics. And Kevin Rudd is very well respected. I respect the man. Don't agree with everything he's got to say. I respect him. And it also gives a nod to all of the Australians who don't like Trump, and they don't like Trumpian politics, and they don't like the way that it's going. So it's actually, in my opinion, a genius move to keep him there to say, hey, you can't get your way. All right. So this is what he did in the meeting with the Prime Minister.
9 months to get this meeting. Have you had any concerns with this administration, with its stance on Palestine, climate change, or even things the ambassador said about you in the past, the Australian ambassador?
Okay, so this is such a a setup question, probably from Sky News, because the ambassador, he's talking about him in the third person. The ambassador's in the room. Seriously, that is so disrespectful. You don't say the ambassador when in the room. You would say Kevin Rudd, the ambassador of Australia. Seriously, he's in the fucking room. It's ridiculous. But he's trying to say, hey, Trump, take a swipe at Australia. You wanna take a swipe at them.
I don't know anything about him. I mean, if he said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about him? Don't tell me. I don't. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
You said bad?
Before I took this position, Mr. President.
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will. Great to.
Yeah. So that's what he said to the Australian ambassador. I don't like you and probably never will. Kevin Rudd's like, sure, okay. That's fine. Now, Anthony Albanese, I don't think he could have done a better job in the circumstances. He basically went in there having done his homework, and I want to show you something that he did that's very interesting. So if you look at this, what he's doing is he's mirroring Trump, right? He's leaning forward while Trump's leaning forward. He's got his hands in the same position. You see more of this later, right? He's basically mirroring Trump to make him seem like he's part of the sort of, there we go. By the end of it, oh fuck, I wish these things would go away. I knew I should have downloaded this, but if you see it, but towards the end of it, he's got his hands exactly like Trump's. Now, his tie isn't the red of Trump's, but it's red enough to sort of get by with. It's actually very, very smart. And he said he kind of
took advantage of the U.S. They're not taking advantage anymore. No, China's paying.
So he went in there knowing exactly what he was doing, and this is really critical. He went in there with basically telling Trump that he can provide rare earth minerals, which we can. Absolutely, Australia is rich in rare earth minerals, knowing that Trump is after rare earth minerals, like he will do anything for them. Now, so it's a combination of doing what he wants and not doing because he wants him to just fire the ambassador, Kevin Rudd. Let me tell you, it's not going to happen. Okay, the man is respected. It's never going to happen. And Anthony Albanese respects the man. But like what it does is say, hey, we're going to continue to trade with you. We're going to continue to support you. Yes, we'll do what you want kind of thing, as long as that's within what we were going to do anyway. This is how, I think that Anthony Albanese, the Prime Minister, has looked over to what Canada did, right? Because Canada was masterful. They basically went, yeah, we'll give you this, and this, because you're so great kind of thing. That was stuff that they were doing anyway. That they were doing it anyway. They didn't give them anything new. They just told Trump, oh, well, if, just because you're amazing, we'll do all the things that we were going to do in the first place. And that is just brilliant, because we were going to trade rare earths with United States no matter what happened. Seriously, it's not something that, Australia was like, oh, we don't want this. No, look, mining minerals, there's the lifeblood of Australia. That's what we do. We're like dwarves. We drink and strike the earth. That's essentially where most of our money comes from. So they're very, very happy to do so. They made deals on that. It's not like we're getting nothing for it. It's a good deal for Australia as well. So we got what we want out of Trump. Trump got to humiliate the ambassador who spoke badly about him. Kevin Rudd will just laugh it off, because over here, the less popular you are with Trump, the more popular you are with the general population, essentially. But at the same time, most Australians realise that you can't just sort of dump the US. They are the strongest country in the world. They've got a huge economy. They're essential to the financial health of the nation. And we care about the people of America. And if you don't know why, need to go all the way back to about 1942, where England traditionally had been Australia's biggest ally. The problem with England is it's so far away. It is on the other side of the planet, and during World War II, they took a beating in the first part of the war, and essentially they essentially withdrew into England. And it is very evident, and even I think it was documented, that they were prepared to sacrifice colonies like Australia. That left a really bad taste in the mouth, So America was the one to come and help Australia, and Australians haven't forgotten it. I don't think we'll ever forget it. Where if somebody comes and helps their friend, Australians are incredibly loyal, but Trump is one of those things that's a deal breaker. We cannot support that kind of thing. It's just really tough, because most people see America as one of our mates. And if you understand what a mate is in Australia, it is like it is something that is worth more to you than any, it is a culture of, I'm going to stand by my friends, till the end. It doesn't matter. It's a very collectivist kind of place. But if you're just dumping on us, that's not cool. That's not cool. I think there was a statistic about friends defining your life, and Australia was huge on your friends defining your life. Yeah. By country. Yeah, by country. I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, just keep in mind it's really important to us, kind of things. Oh, do we have some statistics? Oh, the percentage of people who consider friends very important. I think that might be it. I don't think it has Australia in there. Anyway, just trust me on this. Just trust me on this. Just trust me on this. See, Windrose? Diggy hole? I don't, Jedi, you're confusing me. That's okay. That's okay. I hear you. Diggy hole. Is this music? Because seriously. Yeah, no, I can't. Oh, yeah. I've heard this. Now I'm not going to play it because I will get copyright struck. But yeah. Yeah. Basically dwarves. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, big shout out. I've already said hello, Ember. You're always beautiful, Ember. Top Tester, it's good to see you, mate. I do apologize. Top Tester used to be in my gaming channel a lot, and I kind of, I found it. I kind of was burning out doing the gaming channel and this channel, which is pretty terrible. But that and extra stuff of work on top, and I was sort of saying, no, I can't keep this up. Think I'm weak all you want, go for it. I don't care. I probably do some stuff on it in a while. I hope. I just have to get to a place where I can organize that. But Top Tester, really good to see you. You're a champ, absolute champ. Left-handed Jedi, always a pleasure, my friend. You are amazing. My favorite Jedi, Andrew Christopherson. It's good to see you. It's really good to see you. Without further ado, though, I will open it up. But I don't mind talking about this stuff. I just wanted to share with you sort of the Australian experience, like what's happening from our end. What's happening from our end is that we're incredibly scared by the government of America, incredibly scared, but we still love you, America. And I mean America as in the people, the people, the ideas, the people that are willing to die for their freedom kind of thing. Yeah, that's what we still care about, absolutely. Oh, hey, Jess. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me get a link if anybody wants to join. It is in room. Please do. Please don't. Please be yourself. Please, take whatever time you need, or come on and chat. I do not mind at all. Every answer is a good answer. You cannot be wrong. You cannot be wrong. Pin message. There's an interesting question. Is there social tension in the community from all of the unrest? No. There's very little social tension over here. There's always some social tension. There's always some people being idiots. There's always some people saying, oh, because we can't own guns, that this is a tyranny, and that's not even true. You can own a gun. It just is highly regulated to prevent any danger from said weapon. We basically denied Candace Owens a visa to come to Australia because she causes unrest by what she says. She says a lot of racist stuff. She says a lot of bigoted stuff. Don't bring that to our community. Don't bring that over here. You're not welcome. If you're going to start trying to stir up trouble, you can quite frankly go away. Like, seriously. This is the thing. If you are saying things that are untrue, that are stirring up trouble in our communities, we don't want you. You can go away. You can go. We do not want you. Okay? That, like Trump said, he may visit Australia. I would not recommend. I would not recommend. Okay? Australians do not like this kind of stuff. There are some on the fringes, but they are such fringe behavior. The reason why Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is there overwhelmingly is because people are rejecting this idea that because you are of a certain cultural background, because you've come from a different country, because your ancestors were from a different country, that you somehow don't belong in our society. No, absolutely not. We of course have to, see who comes in, but I would rather let in a hardworking, what are they throwing out? Latino person who, helps the community, loves his family, and, supports the country, than Candace Owens, who just talks crap and stirs up trouble. Like, I would rather a good, hardworking Mexican immigrant than Candace Owens, quite frankly. Because Candace Owens does nothing but stir up trouble. And, she basically tried to. And the hilarious thing is, not only did she get rejected for her visa, she went all the way to, I think, the High Court, which is the highest court in the land, got rejected. She was also ordered to pay the government's legal bills. Yeah, that's how we roll over here. If you want to fuck around, you'll find out. That's how we roll. If you take a lawsuit in and it is a frivolous lawsuit, the judge has the right to say, no, you're paying the other's legal costs because you didn't need to do this and they didn't need to do this. Nope. You got to pay because this is your fault. The fact that we're sitting here is your fault, son. So eat that. I hope it tastes good, Candace. Cheers. And I think that's a good idea. I think that's a really good idea. I mean, you don't have to prove that it's a slap suit. It's just in the decision, the judge has the right to say, hey, this probably shouldn't be in front of me. And, you should have to pay for the legal costs of the other person because, quite frankly, they should not have to. Like, there's a problem in the US about people with money suing people knowing that they can't afford it. And they just can't afford it. Like, even if they win the lawsuit, they still can't afford it. So they will do whatever to avoid being sued. Trump knows this. He's using it. I'd love to meet a hardworking Australian immigrant. Do I know any? Oh, hell yeah, man. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean in Canada? Do you mean in Canada? I don't know if you mean in Canada. Like, seriously, I'm not even sure. But it's good to see you, Yahooligan. Look, Jess, you're amazing. Jess, if you don't know, Jess has been doing some amazing work. I've actually been watching her channel very well. And to be honest with you, I would love to do videos half as well as Jess, quite frankly. Half as well. I would consider myself an absolute champ if I could do anything, like any video half as well as Jess, quite frankly. Like, seriously, if you haven't subscribed to Jess, I don't know what you're doing, because her stuff has been just banging lately. Just ridiculously rudely good lately. I'm kind of really impressed. So yeah. Oh, I'd be there. Yeah, absolutely. I'd be there. If you want to be my lover, first you got to be my friend. Be my friend. That didn't happen. Nobody clipped that. I did not just sing Spice Girls. Was that Spice Girls? If you want to be my lover? Probably, yeah. Okay, nobody clipped that. Saying of Mexicans and adding Australians. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean... Yeah. And hello, S. Cook. Sorry I missed you there. Hello. Sorry, where are you? Yeah. Hi. So good to see you. So good to see you, S. Cook. It's fantastic to have you here. But what are we doing? We're aimbotting today. So am I morally bankrupt or them? We are going to, am I the arsehole? Are you the arsehole? Is everybody the arsehole? That is the question we're asking. People have asked for judgment and I am here. I am here to provide. Love it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Ember, that's true. Ember also has a GoFundMe to help with medical bills that were incurred from somebody else's actions. Okay, so it's not anything that is her fault. It's not her fault. It just she's got some medical bills and is struggling. And if I could find it, please help Ember live her life. Why can't I get to? Oh, there we go. Okay, gotcha. It is a GoFundMe. Oh, that is a long link. That is a very long link. I'll see if a shorter one works. I don't know why. I think it kept some. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, cool. I know what I'm doing. You stop denigrating my YouTube skills right now. I can hear you thinking it. There we go. Yeah, so clipped. Damn it, Jess. Damn it, Jess. Look, you can clip me anytime. I don't mind. But today I was also on the start of a show. Yahooligan was there. I did not get kicked, which was amazing. I usually, every time I enter something, I get kicked. It's so interesting how Christians see us as, hating God and hating Jesus. And I don't have a problem with God or Jesus. I think that I have a problem with the way that they are used in society to justify actions that are bad for people. And I think that's my problem. But it was interesting. I'm going to try and set up a discussion with that person, not a debate, but a discussion to sort of talk about our differences and why, what my perspective is. It might be very, very interesting. I think that I've been having trouble finding debates. There's been a guy who, I don't know why, his name is Apollos, so it's supposed to be Apollos, but quite frankly, he, to call him A-Chickens is just hilarious to me, because he keeps talking tough to me, and every time I try to sort out a debate, he just vanishes. No, Andrew, come on now. Look, we all can be a-holes in our life, absolutely. I totally get it. I get it. It's not like I've been perfect in my life. It's okay. Be kind to yourself, mate. Be kind. You already have it uploaded? Oh, nice. What have you got uploaded? You already have it uploaded. What is it? What is it? I must have missed something. What is it? Oh, okay. So, yeah. I can get you debate. Well, please do, Titan. I'm more than happy to. Oh, I'm always looking, my friend. I'm always looking. Always. Please. I complain about it a lot. Yeah, look, Ember, I think that was just a mistake. Like he went live. Maybe he was supposed to be on members only and he didn't realize. I've done that before. Oh, me singing? Okay, well, Hey, look, I've been known to rock a karaoke stage in my life. Oh yeah. I've been known to rock a karaoke stage or two. You watch out. You watch out. Absolutely. So watch out. Yeah, interesting. And I love to see you Canadians in the chat. Like I said, love Canadians. Canadians are awesome. Canadians are basically, we call them snow Australian. We don't. But they should be called snow Australians. Like they're so similar. It's ridiculous. It's they're like Australians if Australians actually followed the law. That's basically what they are. Let's face it. Okay, I've got the AIMBOT up. Oh, I probably want to hide my name on this too. Give me 1 sec. I'll see if I can do that. Well, see if I can remember how to do that for a start. Okay. Okay. I do want to be on screen. Is that big enough for people? Is that big enough for people? Is maybe I'd turn off the chat if you want. You are my emotional support, Canadians. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. That is true. That is 100% true. No, I think I'm going to keep it like that. Maybe I'm going to turn off chat. Yeah. I mean, you've got chat in the sidebar. It is a live stream, so it's not like you're missing out or anything. Link to short in my DMs. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. That's terrible. That's terrible. Okay, well, you know, yeah, all right. Thanks, yeah, Hooligan. Thanks. I feel like I'm a victim of the Streisand effect right now. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'll just make sure this is not a dead link, but we are doing some solicited judgment. I use secular humanism to do my judgments on whether something is good or bad in relation to human well-being. Oh, we've got a one before that. All right, is this a real post? Yes, it is. Okay, fantastic. All right, Ken, you take care, mate. You take care, Ken. I good to see you. Thank you so much. Thanks for the link. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, look, it's really self-inflicted. And I will be asking how you rate who's in the wrong, who's in the right, what's going on. You know, am I the arsehole for not waking my boyfriend multiple times every night? For not waking your boyfriend multiple times every night? Does he want to be woken multiple times every night? What? Oh, okay. No. I mean, if he doesn't want to be woken, sure. I want you to duet with yourself now. Okay, well, that's not happening. Okay, so to me, like instinctively, I'm just going to say no. I mean, if he wants to be woken, but yes, if he doesn't want to be woken. My 26, their 26 female boyfriend, 40 male, and I watch TV nearly every night, and usually both of us doze off on the couch at some point. Every night, it's me waking up on the couch and wanting to go upstairs to bed. I know that feeling, like dozing off on the couch. That's you know, I get you. I hear you. Of course, I wake him up, and when I wake him and say something like ready to go upstairs, he is cranky and prone to falling back asleep every time I wake him up to tell him to come to bed. When this first started happening several months ago, I used to wait downstairs and shake him a few times. Then I used to go upstairs to brush teeth and then come back downstairs several times until he finally follows me up. I get tired of doing that as I'm also tired. Then leave him on the couch. Well, why can't he stay on the couch? I don't understand. Like, if he wants to bail out on the couch, what's the problem? At one point, a few months when he didn't wake up in the 2 times I tried to wake him, I just stayed in bed rather than going back downstairs 3+ times to force him to come to bed. He came upstairs maybe 30 minutes later, angry at me for leaving him alone in the dark. For not waking my boyfriend. Yeah, okay. So, no, you're not an arsehole. You know, you can't expect somebody to be your mum. Like, seriously. He came upstairs maybe 30 minutes later, angry at me for leaving him alone in the dark downstairs. Mind you, this is his home. I tried to explain that it's really frustrating that I have to get my tired ass out of bed several times. My tired... Okay, they didn't say that. I added that myself, apparently. I have, you know... I added that my tired ass myself, okay? But it's good to see you. Make Mark think tub thumping's Chumbawamba. I'm not even sure I know how that goes. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. He also has a hard time hearing, so it's not like I can just yell down at him from the bedroom. I have to physically walk all the way downstairs each time I try to wake him. I don't. Okay, this is weird. This is sort of codependent kind of stuff. I've tried suggesting we watch TV in bed to avoid this issue because to him, I should just be inconveniencing myself to make sure he doesn't wake up alone on the couch. He doesn't like to do that often because he likes to smoke and let his dogs out before bed, so he winds up on the couch either way while he does that. While I've been dealing with this issue for a while, last night was kind of a turning point for me. I woke up at around 1 a.m. on the couch and shook him a bit until he opened his eyes. I told him 2 times that I was going to bed. I was super groggy and just not in the mood to baby him. Yeah, fair call, fair call. So this time I just stayed in bed once I got all cozy. I was anxious of what was to come. Oh, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. Like, seriously, you shouldn't be anxious about, you know, like, if you're scared about your partner having a problem with you, you really shouldn't be. Like, I get that no one likes, nobody likes to have a discussion with their partner over something that is annoying them, but that is an important conversation to have. And are you sure they're going to be angry with you? Like, it may just be that you need to have a conversation. Also, being able to tell them, hey, I'm scared of how this conversation is going is a really good thing. I get you. I get why you're, you know, people that don't like conflict, I get why you're scared. But, you know, is that a real fear, or is it something that you've sort of projected in your head? Are you mind reading? My wife really doesn't like conflict, and sometimes she is worried about how a conversation between the two of us will go, that she's scared to bring it up. But it seems to me that it's never an argument. It's never me getting angry. It's just something that she really hates that conflict, and so it's always like a big deal for her. So I think knowing that, I really work and really try not to just, you know, blame her for whatever concern she's had, or try to understand why she's bringing it up, you know, because it's important that when somebody brings up a problem with you in a relationship, that you just don't fly off the handle and get angry, because then they won't bring up any problem ever again, because no one wants to be on the receiving end of that. So in order to do yourself a favor in a relationship, you know, don't fly off the handle, even if it hurts you. You know, you're allowed to say, hey, that hurts me, but, you know, sort of saying, oh, how dare you? They'll never bring anything up with you again, and the problem will just grow. So that's some advice. It's just, you know, 2-cent advice from Mark Reed, but it's good for you not to, you know, get angry at your partner. Wow, just you know, solid, you know, hot takes from the Mark Reed Atheism channel. Absolutely. You know, you heard it first. Not good to get angry at your partner. You know, wow, I bet you couldn't have figured that out. I am being so sarcastic right now. So this time I just stayed in bed. Yeah, I was anxious of what to come. 10 minutes later, he comes up all angry saying, remember when I told you I don't like being left on the couch? Wow, okay. That is not a good start. He can continue to berate me again for him being asleep on the couch. I try to explain myself again, and it gets to the point where we're both heated. But he truly believes I'm the wrong in this situation. I lost it. I started crying and told him I hated him and slept on the couch. Well, yeah, I can't say I blame her. You know, I sent him a Reddit thread of a similar situation, hoping he'd read it in the morning and see why it's so frustrating from my point of view. He woke me up this early to take me home, and we didn't speak at all. When he dropped me off, he said he expects an apology from me. Oh, fuck off. And will wait to hear it. I apologized for saying I hated him, and again tried to explain myself and asked him if he'd read the Reddit thread. Yeah, I don't think... Look, okay, so do not involve Reddit threads in your relationship. Like, seriously, Reddit is not the be-all and end-all of you know, relationship advice. Please. He said no. He doesn't give an F what Reddit said. Well, that's fair, to be honest with you. That's probably fair. I don't think you really should be listening to Reddit for your takes. Then again, you really shouldn't be listening to me for your takes. So there you go. I'm just giving my opinion. So now I'm laying on my couch frustrated again writing this. Too long, didn't read. Boyfriend makes it my problem. He dozes off on the couch, even though I try to wake him several times before I go upstairs to bed. Look, you should only, like, you should only have to try and wake him once, and if he wants to sleep through it, that's his choice. To me, like, if that was me and like Lynn is asleep on the couch, I would wake her up, say I'm going to bed. Sure, that's a courtesy. Ask if she's coming to bed. Sure. After that, I will literally go into the bedroom and fall asleep, and I don't think a Mack truck coming through the room would be able to wake me up at that point. I have trouble getting to sleep, but once I'm asleep, man, I am out. I am 100% out. I am 1,000% out. Like, I sleep very deeply. So, to me, this is like, yeah, what if she's she just falls asleep upstairs? Like, you can't expect her to wake you, and expecting her to stay up, seeing if you'll come and then go and she's not your mum, dude. Seriously. Like, if you don't want to go to bed when she wakes you, why is this guy expecting you to stay awake to wake him up? So basically what I see here is one person getting sleep on the couch, but still getting sleep, and expecting the other person to be tired. It's ridiculous, because she has to stay up trying to baby you, and babying is a good term. It is. It's something that a child, you would do for a child, because they don't have the responsibility to go, okay. I mean, he can just like walk the necessary steps to go to bed and then sleep. To me, this sounds like he's trying to make her the bad guy, and I dislike it. I think it's abusive relationship, or abusive behavior in their relationship, I should say, because he's blaming her, like saying she is the culprit because he can't get up to go to bed from the couch. He can't make it from the couch to the bed. Oh, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is problematic behavior. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. It is. Well, that's my take, but I will send out a poll for you lovely, lovely people to, I don't know, vote on or ignore or, get angry at. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with it, really. I'm in a very sort of mood like, I don't really care what happens in the stream. I don't care what happens in the stream. I just don't really mind. So feel free to vote however you want. I would say that the post is in the right. I think it's nice that they tried to wake their boyfriend up the first time. Look, if that was me on the couch and my girlfriend like tried to wake me up and I fell back asleep on the couch, I would go, oh man, like, I can't believe I fell back asleep. How silly of me. And she'd be like, oh, I did try to wake you up. And I'd be like, yeah, thanks, baby. I know, some people can't be helped. It's fine. It's all good. That's totally my fault. I can't fall asleep on the couch because I cannot fit comfortably on the couch. I just can't. Was the poster right for not waking her boyfriend to go to bed? I mean, it's not waking her boyfriend multiple times. Jeez, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if she just got up and went to bed and didn't wake him up to ask, I might see, like, if he says, hey, if we're crashed out on the couch, just wake me before you go to bed so I get a chance. That's fair enough. That's a reasonable request. Like, the fact that she's done it and he's gone, no, it's your fault that I didn't get up and I just went back to sleep. No, come on. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. Let's see what the Redditors have to say. Pirate Pixel. Yeah. What's the age gap? Yeah, 40. Jeez, he's a lot older than her as well. Jeez, okay, that's a gap of what, 14 years? That's a fair amount of gap there. Yeah, I think that he's just making her feel bad for no reason. A 40-year-old man is acting like this. This is 100% why he's gone for a girlfriend in her mid-20s. Girl, run away. Maybe. Maybe. Smoke what? It's weed, isn't it? Sigh. 40-year-old dating a 26-year-old, braiding her because he can't stay awake while stoned. Girl, get out. Look, I don't think it's got much to do with that. Like, really. Not the arsehole. There's a reason why women his own age won't date him. Well, I mean, thanks, Reddit. I'm not 100% sure that's the case, but yes, that is problematic behavior, and you should not be responsible for his discipline over his own sleeping schedule. I really don't think so. I really don't think so. There's a reason why he's dating a 26-year-old now. Not the arsehole, but surely this might open your eyes as to why a 40-year-old grown man is someone dating someone young enough to question if she is wrong in this situation. Oh, come on, man. Like, seriously? Seriously? Oh, you will? Okay. Okay, Titan. Oh, yeah, that's not it. Okay. I will respond to you in a sec, Titan. I will respond to you in a sec. I just want to get... I just want to get... Dustin Pontier. That's him. That's him. I do like this guy. He seems like a really cool guy. I like, seriously. I like that he's made so many subs from it as well. What a guy. Anyway, moving on because I can't really find one. Wait, what I do? You messaged me about stuff. That's okay. I'm trying to like cover about 10 windows at once. Just deal with it. Not the arsehole, but surely. Yeah, I did do that one. I'm like your boyfriend, 40, lacking energy and willpower, and I often curse myself with bad couch sleeps. Sure, and it's nobody's fault but my own. Absolutely, yes. Yes, what you have described is treading close to abuse. Yes, absolutely agree. I can also tell you at age 40, dating a 26-year-old is gross and creep. Not necessarily, but it is another factor. I'm not necessarily that's true. You look like children to me. I don't know about that. He's dating young because he can get away with treating you like crap and you put up with it. Dump him, not the asshole. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm older than 40, and if I fall asleep on the couch, that is entirely my problem. Like, entirely my problem. And I have fallen asleep on the couch. It is entirely my issue. Let's see what the beautiful chat has to say. No, not Chumbawamba. There's no way. You have a couch? You're so lucky. I can't sleep on the couch though. Like it is not a couch that accommodates my frame. I'll put it that way. I started following her when she had about 18 subscribers. That's impressive. I think I followed her a bit later, but you know. And Jess says you're not his mum. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like you have to take responsibility. At some point, you have to take responsibility for your own life. Like you just have to. If something bad happens, yeah, it's not necessarily somebody else's fault. If you can't motivate yourself to get up, okay, sucks. You slept on the couch. Big deal. It's nobody's fault. Well, it's your fault, you know. Like, but you know, don't blame your girlfriend for not making sure you adult. Seriously. Like, I mean, there's some things that I have trouble adulting. I think everybody has trouble adulting at some points. You know, like I don't go to my wife and go, hey, you didn't make sure I adulted. It's your fault. No, it's my fault. I just didn't adult correctly. You know, it happens. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah, hooligan. That's off topic, but yeah, I get you. I get you. Conversation seems impossible with some. Yeah, maybe, maybe, maybe it is. But yeah. Is it me or is the boyfriend gaslighting or simply being a jerk? I would say it's gaslighting, and S Cook agrees. I would agree, S Cook. I think it's gaslighting too. I think that um, like I don't know if this is this relationship, but sometimes with such a big age gap, the guy gets this idea of, oh well, she's gonna leave me because she is a lot younger. I don't feel as manly anymore. I don't feel like I can provide anything, and so sort of blaming her for stuff and trying to make her feel bad. Sort of, I think that they feel like, well, if she feels bad, I look better to her. It's this negative talk that, it's going to cost you a relationship, like seriously. What if the Reddit thread is about why you shouldn't use it in your relationships? Well, I still think you shouldn't just take it on face value. I think you should evaluate it yourself. Like, just don't take it as an authority. It could be completely correct. This Reddit thread could be absolutely correct and precise in all ways. I just don't think you should go, well, it's on Reddit, so it must be true, using that as an authority on stuff. Evaluate it yourself with your own moral structures and your own, where you want the consequences of something to go, and evaluate it on that. Ember says, I'd leave him because no one deserves to be treated that way, but if one is determined to stay, a workaround might be a fixed bedtime when they go up to bed while still awake. Yeah, I think he likes falling asleep while on the couch, though. That's the thing. Yeah, Hooligan says a train could come through my room and I still wouldn't wake up. Same thing if I fall asleep on the couch. Unless you need it or I'm on the way, just leave me there. Yeah, straight up. I'm right there. You need the running flag guy across the screen. Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, Esco, I would want to be woken up. Yeah, I think that if I'm on the couch, I fall asleep on the couch. I would say to my wife, yeah, if I do fall asleep on the couch, do wake me up. I think that that's fine. I think that that's fine. In Canada, we have Chesterfields, not couches. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, literally the opposite of adulting. I agree, Jess. I agree. And look, I've fallen asleep on the couch. Lynn's woken me up, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, seriously, I we were watching something the other day, and it sort of bored me to tears. Like, I was so bored. But yeah, let's see how the poll has gone. Let me see your poll. It's important to me. Poster is in the right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Fantastic. Yeah, I think that is not just I agree, but also, yeah, that's getting problematic. That's getting like something that that's behavior where maybe it's not a deal breaker by itself, but you should definitely be looking for other red flags where you are being blamed for things that are not your fault, like 100%. And if he refuses to talk to you about it, oof. Oh, hello, Doremi. You'll find myself on watch lists with such sentences. I probably already am. I'm probably on some Trump watch list as a dirty Antifa person already, and proud, because apparently everybody that doesn't like fascism is an Antifa terrorist these days. I don't know why. Apparently that's the case. I have no idea why. I remember a time where it used to be like you didn't like fascists, and that was just normal. That was standard. Strange. So Stunning Shake has another one, and I'll just make sure. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So a lot of these just go to, oh, this has been removed for some reason, so I have to check them first if you're unaware. Am I the arsehole for not being able to commit to a cruise my parents booked? My initial reaction is no. And my secondary reaction is, why would you? Like, I just, after the pandemic, I don't know why you want to go on a cruise. I get cruising life. I get that it can be calming and stuff. I just don't like after the pandemic, it just is not, it does not sound good. It does not sound good. You're basically all these people in a sort of, confined space who might be sick. I just don't get cruising. Hello, Ember.
A
Thank you so
vast.
much for
I heard
joining me.
cruising, so we have to
A
go
vast.
sailing.
Yeah, and you're using nautical terms. I appreciate it. I appreciate the nauticality. Is that a word? The nauticality?
It is now.
It is now. It sounds like a pawn shop, to be honest with you, but never mind. Never mind. Yeah, my first reaction is no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I don't think I would like to go on a cruise at all. As a child, like with my parents, they went on a cruise and took us. It was mixed, really. Like, really boring, but at the same time, I got to see some pretty interesting places. So, yeah. I don't know. Not really into cruises later in my life.
I've never been. I tried to go on my honeymoon. I actually had one already paid for and whatnot, but my spouse just didn't actually say I don't want to, but kept finding reasons to put it off, and we rescheduled for like a year, and then we're like, yeah, this just isn't happening.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair. Although it's weird that they couldn't just say up front, like, I don't want to go on a cruise at all.
I know, we could have gotten a refund, and newlyweds, very, very young, and a baby and whatnot. Like, we really could have used the money, but
Right. Yeah, like, this is the problem if you don't actually tell your partner what you actually think. These problems can occur. It's a problem. 2 years ago, my parents booked a cruise for me as a birthday graduation present. This is when I was still in medical school. Oh, dude, are you going to have the time after medical school? Like, when you're interning at like a hospital and stuff, like, you will not have the time. Like, seriously, I don't know. I told them at the time I didn't know if I'd get leave, but they assured I would and booked it. Okay, that's a problem. Do
Well,
they work in your
get
HR
wrong.
department or something? I've now started working as a junior doctor in the NHS. Oh, well done, National Health Service, which probably won't be there for much longer if Robert Kennedy gets his way. But who cares, right? They just help sick people. I mean, who cares about that? And I don't have a rota for my next rotation yet, which is when the cruise is booked for. I would need over 2 weeks off for this holiday. My parents have been continually asking me to get the days off, and I've explained one, the rota does not exist yet. You probably should have put that in numerals to make it clear, to be honest. Anyway. And two, I'm worried I won't get the time off as I get 9 days annual leave per job every 4 months. Every 4 months.
Annual,
9
but
days
it's every 4 months. This must be an American.
Yeah, I don't understand. I suppose it's 9 days holiday leave per job, which every job lasts 4 months. So that would be 27 days per year, which is roughly 2 weeks and a half. Yeah, that sounds about right.
4.
Yeah, you're right. 3 weeks and a half. 3 weeks and a half. That sounds about right for annual leave, sure. When I told them this, my dad said I was bullshitting them, and the real reason is because I didn't want to go. What? What?
You're like, Dad, I'd tell you if I didn't want to go. Also, I don't want to go.
I ended up emailing the rota person to explain the situation. I was told they can try and accommodate, but they can't guarantee anything. Well, yeah. And plus, you see, the thing is that generally what happens is that when you start work at a job, you will get lower preferences for holidays. They will generally give it to people that have been there longer. You come in at the ground floor, and people that have been working longer generally will get their holidays prioritized, especially if they haven't had a holiday in a while. It's important, but they have to still maintain a certain level of staff. So they may turn around and say, hey, we can't give you a holiday because, James, Doug, and Mary have to have a holiday because they haven't seen one for a year kind of thing. And you just started work, X time ago. No. And unless it's an emergency, they usually won't approve unpaid leave. So even if you do go, well, don't pay me for the time, they might go, no, we need you there at the time because Doug, Mary, and Helen are taking a holiday and we need the staff. This is the realities of work. It's wild that they don't understand this. I mean, I don't know what weird version of reality they're from. Maybe they run their own businesses or something, but this is not how corporations and even the government works.
They are a stiff-necked people.
Oh, wow. I told my parents this, and my dad told me he thinks I just don't want to go, and I've known about the cruise for 2 years, so I should have sorted it. That is not how anything works. Wow. He says I have too much going on in my life, like that girl and my work.
Oh, how dare you work? What were you thinking? Working. Oh, careers and whatnot.
Are they high? Like most people, he got into medical school, graduated from medical school, and is working hard and has a relationship. Some parents would die for that situation. Some parents would be like, please have my child working hard with a relationship, having graduated medical school. What is wrong with these people?
Yeah, it's like life goals for most parents. That's
right.
Ding, one parenting.
For context, that girl is my girlfriend, and my parents don't support my sexuality or relationship. Oh, this is a woman. Okay, I got to reassess my prejudices because I assumed this was a guy.
Yeah, they usually say.
They usually do say, but I assumed it was a guy, right? I just assumed. Why would I do that? Because doctor, right? Doctor, man. That's the, and this is what we talk about where it's latent misogyny kind of thing. I assumed. I shouldn't have assumed. It could easily be a woman. Absolutely.
And Doremi is right. NHS is UK, so this is a British person. So all of our assumptions are completely incorrect. Next, we'll find out
correct.
That she's a vet. She means doctor of animals. There's just everything is wrong.
Right. You're absolutely right. NHS is Britain. I was thinking it was NIH. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's my bad. Totally. But yeah, they've expressed extreme disappointment in this. Threatened not to be in my life anymore. Oh, fuck off.
Oh, no.
My mother has told me it made her feel suicidal and I need to help her with it. What?
Oh, maybe she's a therapist doctor. And mom thinks, well, you're a therapist doctor now. You're a psychiatrist.
You can't be a therapist to your family. You cannot be. You cannot be a therapist to your family. It is basically one of the things you cannot do on being a therapist.
It's impossible to be objective.
It's impossible. And you have to be. So you have to hand off to, you can suggest people, you can say, hey, here's a list of people, they're very good, I know them, they will do a great job, but you cannot do it yourself. It is impossible. My mum asked to explain how annual leave works and seemed skeptical.
What? Are they new?
What planet are these people? They're now saying they're cancelling the full trip and have lost money from it, including deposit. I told him they should go themselves and I'd want them to. That's lovely. That's a good sentiment. They have told me no, and why would they want to do that? What is this post? Why would we want to go on a cruise? We want you to go on the cruise. So I'm wondering at the moment if the cruise isn't for hot singles kind of thing, like it's a Ibiza, singles cruise, and they're trying to, get them in with all the men. If they just get them on a boat with men, suddenly they'll find men attractive. Of course, right? Now I feel terrible. Do not feel terrible. It was never my intention to waste their money or plans or time, but I genuinely can't control my schedule. Look, this was all self-inflicted by them as far as I'm concerned. This is absolutely, you are not morally bankrupt. I think they are. For number one, not accepting you for who you love. That sucks. That's bullshit behavior because it's not your relationship. Like, that is ridiculous. Number two, I think they honestly are trying to get them away from their girlfriend by booking them onto a cruise. Like, seriously. I mean, usually it's old people doing cruises anyway, quite frankly.
It's true.
It's kind of a old thing, you know. I mean, I'm not going to say, you know, it's only old people. Of course not. And you do have young singles cruises, but, you know, it just seems like, why would we want to go on the cruise? Why would you book it for me then? Oh, because you're young and you could meet somebody. Already met someone. Like, seriously, what the hell? This is so strange. This is so
I don't know. Why aren't there pirate cruises? Like they do cruises where they'll like stop at all the islands and do the tourist things and or you know, go chase the whales and watch the icebergs melt or whatever. Why don't they have like a simulated pirate invasion activity, like the Civil War reenactments, but with pirates? Those would sell a gazillion people in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah, probably. They do have tall ship adventures kind of thing. I know that they have that. You know, where you go up into the rigging, but I can't imagine, you know, these two are gonna be climbing the rigging to set the sails or anything, you know. It's kind of one thing. It's kind of a
crow's nest.
yeah, it's kind of one of the things that young people do. Was the poster right for not going on unsolicited cruise? You know what? I would probably say up front, look, I don't want to go on a cruise. But, you know, it sounds like they're very controlling.
Yeah, I mean, this person did say up front, I can't guarantee, I can't make promises I'll have the time.
Yes.
Like, it's not even an I don't want to, it's I'm telling you now, I probably can't do this. Oh, no,
yeah, and
we'll do it anyway.
Like, so having worked in jobs that have a schedule, like not as serious as a doctor, but, you know, a scheduled roster where you have to be there at that time, you know, like there are jobs where you can go, okay, well, if I take X weeks, I can make up the work, you know, this project has to be done, I can make up the work later kind of thing. Maybe you have a job like that. There are jobs where you cannot do that. Like, and if they say, hey, we've got to reject your leave because we need staffing levels, there's nothing you can do except for quit. And I have seen people quit before, like, because they wanted to go on leave and they weren't given leave. And it's like, okay, that's your choice, but, you know, or they just haven't shown up for work. They've gone on leave anyway and have been fired. Of course they've been fired. Because they haven't shown up for their scheduled work. And even though a company or an organization has to give you a certain amount of annual leave per year, that you can't force them to allow you time off when you want it. Right? It has to be, they have to approve the leave. Now, there are constraints around how long you can hold on to that leave for. Like, they can't keep denying you leave until, you know, for Doomsday. 5 years or something. Yeah, exactly. But, you know, they can say, hey, we need staffing that day. We do not approve your leave. That is fine. You know, and if you don't like it, you can quit your job because that's the reality of the situation. I don't get this. Ember, what is happening?
It sounds like parents who didn't, like, go through the workforce. I don't know if they inherited money or what the deal is, but they don't seem to know how anything works and are of that category of folks that have been entitled their entire lives and feel like they can just declare things and get their way.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there are a lot of very privileged people in in Britain, basically, especially England, who do come from very old money and have not really been exposed to the realities of the world. It kind of sucks, you know, like it very privileged people. I would say that these are probably some of them. Wow, this is just like, have you ever worked in your life? I'd love to know what they work as. You know what I mean? Like, what do you people do for a job? What do you do for a job? Because I don't know. Like, what job do you have that you can just go, well, I need leave at this time and you will provide it to me? I don't know of any job that works like that, except if, you know, you're your own boss, like you're running a business or something. And even then, you know, usually they won't take holidays because, you know, they need to run their business. I don't know. It's very strange. It's really strange.
Yeah, there's only a few exceptions. Like if you have a major commitment when you first start your job, or something comes up like, oh, hey, by the way, I found out I'm pregnant. I'm going to need leave in a few months, you know, just so you're aware.
And there is compassionate leave as well. For instance, like when my parents died, I got compassionate leave because my mum died first, and I used up my leave not just before then, but I think there was about a week or 2 weeks that I had over that I used up on that event. And then when my dad died, I didn't have any leave left, but I could take compassionate leave, basically. I could, you know, say, hey, this is an emergency kind of thing. So there is compassionate leave as well. So, you know, there is that. Linkcott says, not the arsehole. You feel terrible because your parents bought you a guilt trip. That's good. I like that.
That person wins the Reddits.
Yep. You win Reddit, Linkcott. Congratulations. Yes, absolutely. Accurate. Accurate. And I think, you know, I don't know why. I have this real feeling intuitively that the guilt trip that they bought also came with a side order of heterosexuality. That's what I feel like, you know, like, just saying. Not the arsehole. Most reasonable people would not book a trip for someone 2 years ahead of time. It's madness if the person is in medical school. They wasted their money and it's their fault. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Even if they weren't in medical school, I wouldn't book a trip 2 years ahead of time. And if they said, I don't know if I have the time off, I would go, yeah, better not book it then.
Mm-hmm.
What else would you like? Would you like something else? Like, but it's weird that people are going, you know, what I never understand is people going, how dare you not like the gift that I've given you? You know, it's so weird. Like, if I get somebody a gift and they say, it's pretty, I would say, I'm so sorry. It's not a problem if you don't like, I understand, hey, I'm on the spectrum. I sometimes get people stupid gifts. Like, it happens. I understand that. I'm not going to go, oh, how dare I give you a gift? But I'm also not going to go, how dare you not like it? It's just like, well, throw it in the trash if you want. You know, don't go if you want.
It's a gift. You don't owe anything for it. That's why it's a gift.
Right.
And that's the thing. Whenever we give people gifts, we have to accept the potential consequence of all the eventual outcomes. We have to accept that no matter how well we know a person, it's still a guess that they will like it. They might not.
Right. Yeah. But it's not a big deal if they don't. It's just like, well, it's a gift. It's given to show that I like you, or I respect you, or for whatever reason, congratulations or whatever. You do with it whatever you want. It's like people that get angry because someone re-gifted their stuff. I honestly don't really care. I just like, okay, well, you couldn't use it. I'm glad maybe someone can down the line. Maybe it'll pass around the entire world until it reaches the person that really likes it. Maybe that'll happen. It doesn't worry me. And I don't know why. Like, it seems to worry a lot of people. It doesn't worry me.
Well,
it's like, okay.
It depends on the nature of the gift. Because, like, my oldest likes to crochet and knit things, and made this for me a couple of years ago. And, you know, it's just a silly little thing, but they made it for me. And so Yeah, it's a little different in that case because it's not like something bought from the store. It's
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit different, sure. I don't know. Would I get upset if I made something for somebody and they re-gifted it? I'm not even sure I would be. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I guess I've never been in that position because I've never made a damn thing. Maybe. Yeah, they definitely should have checked in before locking it out, yeah. As you describe it, you were upfront and honest from the beginning. They didn't want to believe you, and now they're suffering the consequences of your actions. Yeah, they're trying to blame you and your girlfriend and your work, but this is not your problem in any way. Yeah, like, if they got a problem with it, it's their problem. Like, seriously. And it's so weird. I'm kind of obsessed with how people over a certain age just seem to forget how anything works. Are your parents retired? This is what I was saying. Like, what the hell? These are, of course, the same people who guilt you for taking too much time off or act like you're somehow irresponsible for going on the vacation. He says I may have too much going on in my life like that girl and my work. Lol, like this. Wow, you mean working age people have jobs and relationships and obligations? No, I think it's more like the girl is a girl and not a boy is their problem, I would say.
Gender
Not
trouble.
the arsehole there. Yeah, their entire plan was incredibly ill-conceived. Yeah, no, I agree. Their entire plan is terrible. But yeah, the way they said what did they say? They've expressed extreme disappointment in your sexuality and your relationship. That girl is my girlfriend, my parents support. That sucks. That sucks. Oof. That sucks. I don't like that. I do not like that. Let's see what the lovely, gorgeous chat has to say.
It's a shame they couldn't go on the cruise because then they could have been cabin mates.
Yeah. But everybody knows that there's no gayness out on the water, like
No,
in
that
the Navy
never
and
happened.
On ships. There's no gayness.
Nope.
Let's see. Do you actually say things like, "Hey there, bud, gotta watch out for JD Vance and all that Chesterfield, bud"? That's my best Canadian accent.
Not so much the Chesterfield part, but I mean, yeah, when Vance comes to town, we put that plastic liner over all our couches because you never fucking know.
What's not to like about cruises? Tons of old people stuffing yourself at 11 buffets a day and collecting all of the gastroenterobrugs you may have never seen otherwise. Paradise. Yeah.
That's a really good point because you're eating at 11 buffets a day. So there's a very real risk of weight gain. But if you collect all the bugs, you will not gain weight because it'll all go in the toilet immediately.
Well, I remember when I went on the cruise with my parents and we were really young, they basically just shoved us into, like it was a, children's playroom kind of thing. And it had like board games and an arcade machine of Frogger. I remember the Frogger machine very distinctly because we basically we didn't break into it, but we set it up like with something to trigger the coins kind of thing so that it would keep. Yeah, we basically pirated the game, which was hilarious. So, this is what Australians do when they go on a cruise. Well, a pawn compass always points to the North Hole. I don't know what that's in relation to, but I thought I would just speak it anyway because it's glorious. Absolutely glorious. The opposite of all-inclusive resorts for the slightly matured couples, too many children's, never a second of peace. Yeah, no, you're still going on about it. Yeah, no, I get you. They're terrible. I get you. Communication is key. Yeah, Jedi, as always, my friend, as always. Wait, Kennedy? I thought the NIH. Yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But the NIH, I mean, it is horrible what they're doing in not publishing things now. Like the Department of Labor has basically gone quiet about all of the economic statistics over there. The NIH has stopped publishing things about the amount of measles outbreaks and things. It is It is absolutely horrible. Like it is the when we start to basically say, well, we can't have information about our society, how could you possibly fix problems in your society if you don't have any information about it? It's criminal.
Mhm. That's a trick they learned from the first administration, because after a couple of months of COVID and the president making predictions, it'll be over by Easter, it'll
Yep.
be over by the end of May. Finally, they got sick of it and just made the CDC stop reporting statistics.
Yep.
And they went, oh, look, there's no new cases because we're not
Uh-huh.
recording any new cases.
Yep.
Mission accomplished.
Doremi says 27 days in total, but they probably cannot take 27 days in a row, but will need 9 days per third of the year. Yeah. That's fair. I could get you. Wow, a year not seeing a holiday? Geez, I haven't been on one in 20 years. Yeah, I mean, just because you get annual leave, like I said, like in one of my jobs, I accrued annual leave until they basically forced me to take it because they didn't want me to quit and pay me out. So it was like about 4 years worth of annual leave paid out.
Wowzers.
Yeah, so they basically went, no, you have to take a holiday. I also haven't taken a holiday from YouTube. Actually, I'm kind of proud of this. I haven't taken a holiday from YouTube since I started. You know what I mean? Like I have been on here without. I think I missed due to being ill one day, but I haven't taken a holiday, which is not probably a good thing.
Well,
it should
the
be, but
point is to not make it feel like it's work that you need to take a holiday from. It should be a thing that you want to do. That
yeah, that's
balance can be
true.
tricky, but
Yeah. I think I'm fine. You know, it's just maybe I should, but no, I'll see how it goes. You know, I'll play it by ear. But you're right. Like if you find, you know, there's that old adage: if you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life, kind of thing. But you know, I think that. Well, I think that it can be incredibly stressful. Like being, you know, YouTube, it seems like fun just talking to your friends and stuff. But when you go into debates, when you're doing this kind of stuff, it can be incredibly stressful. And you know, I don't really want to, you know, talking with some of these people is incredibly upsetting, stressful, you know, disturbing,
taxing,
and
exhausting.
very taxing. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. Take care of yourself, Ember. Take care of yourself.
Try.
By the way, just remembered. Yeah, we saw that one. But thank you, Dremy. I totally get you. The US is broken. I don't think it's broken, but it is breaking. You know, I think that the dream of the United States is definitely breaking under the pressure. The parents disapproving of her sexuality will also result in contact being very reduced. This feels like blackmail. It does. I agree with you. Pirate booty? Everyone likes pirate booty. Come on now.
Technically, my booty is pirate booty because I am, in fact, a pirate.
Yes. Which is Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Praise his noodly goodness and avast.
Mm-hmm. And a bust. Yeah, absolutely. Lol, have you never worked in America? Yeah, it's just that other countries have more stringent labor laws. Like you can't employ somebody full time and not give them holidays. Like it just, they won't allow it. That's how it works in ordinary sane countries. Lol, give you a vacation. That's a good joke. I declare moral bankruptcy. Oh, that's so sweet. Your daughter knitted you a blue-ringed octopus. Yeah, they're pretty. I hope your daughter knows not to touch them, though, please. Oh, hey, Tori. So good to see you. I've seen Tori around at the moment. Every time where I go, it's Tori. I'm here for it. Great to see you, Tori. Hopefully not as poisonous. Yeah. I really hope she knows that don't touch them.
Authentic poison. The venom was built in special.
It means the world to me. Oh, that is so sweet. That is the wholesome stuff that I'm looking for. I'm right on board. Jedi, that's awesome, and your daughter is awesome. Have you told that to the Royal Navy? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Jeremy says it's not weight gain, it's floatability. That's yeah.
I've heard
Well,
that one
actually-
before.
Well, back in the day, like you get sailors on tall ships back in the day, and none of them knew how to swim. It was wild. Like, you know, you're going, of course they knew how to swim. No, they didn't. Which is just it's weird. It's so weird, you know.
Well, the way the job was pitched is the same way we pitched the job in the U.S. Navy. The idea is you don't need to know how to swim because the point is to keep the boat under you. If you don't succeed at that, you probably have bigger problems than whether you can swim or not.
Yeah. No, it can't hurt. It's really weird. Because of 90% of Australians live on the coast, we all swim. Like, I was saying this to somebody, you do not ask if you can swim over here. It's not a question. Like, you don't say, can you swim? That's not a question. Everybody can swim. We make sure everyone can swim. I don't like, it's so wild to me. I was over in England and I heard someone go, oh, can you swim? And it's like, what? It would be like asking, I guess it would be the same as asking, can you read? You know, like, well, yeah. You know, someone may not be able to read, but you wouldn't.
Question.
Well, that's true. That's true.
It's a new, but that does explain a bit. One of my son's favorite things to watch when we're just watching random YouTube is Bondi Rescue. And occasionally they'll get somebody, Bondi, yes. But
Bondi is an entirely different thing, and she should be left to drown, quite frankly.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I went there.
Valid, though. Valid. But in any case, occasionally they get somebody who can't swim. And they're like, oh, shit. And they go and save them and whatever. And it turns out the person's a tourist. And they're like, oh.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I've done surf lifesaving. It is like always, not always. I think that there's instances where you go, oh, I understand. Right, like, so a rip, for instance, if you don't know, a rip is the current going out to sea between two disparate tides. It basically sucks people out to sea. You can understand why someone would be caught in that and start to drown. Now, rips are easy to get out of, but a lot of people panic in them. So they'll try and fight against the current. And that is fruitless. You do not do that if you're caught in a rip. You have to just, swim sideways if you're a strong swimmer, right? You swim sideways and get out of it sideways and then back to the shore. Or you let it take you out and then you swim with it and on diagonally and then you swim back to the shore if you're a weaker swimmer. But it's that, I'll allow to be taken out to the sea that people struggle against and they want to swim straight towards the shore. Do not do that. If you're caught in a rip, do not do that. You will not win against that current, ever. But you can understand why someone would be there. Then there's other times where you're like, oh, that's a tourist, 100%. They were like in, barely water up to their chin and they're still like having troubles. It's like, oh, they're 100% a tourist. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. And like people panic. Most people, nearly all people, can just inflate their lungs with air and float. Right, you can just float. What they do is thrash the water. That makes the water less able to, like, more oxygen in the water means that it's less able to provide you with buoyancy, and then they start sinking. And they think to solve that problem by thrashing some more. And it makes the problem worse. It's like, seriously, just inflate your lungs, lean back, and float. Very rarely will you get somebody that can't float. Like, seriously, if you just inflate your lungs with oxygen. Really? You can't float?
Well, I haven't tried it in the last couple of years, but in the before time, no. When I was a child, people would do that thing where we're going to teach you to swim and chuck me in the pool. And I just go right to the bottom and stand there and wave and wait for someone to come get me.
Oh, maybe you have have you ever had a broken bone?
Yes, but not till later in life.
Okay. Because there is like double density bone syndrome where your bones are exceptionally strong.
That's a possibility.
People like that have trouble floating.
I figured later on I tried to give blood and they tested my blood and they found it was way too dense, so they couldn't accept it. And TLDR, I have hemochromatosis, so I have extra iron in my blood, and it makes deposits in my organs if I don't stay on top of it and whatnot. So I figured that's what it was. Is I was just like extra metallic or something and had too much density to float.
Oh, I don't think that. There's a specific sign for if you're drowning, and it's just a wave over your head like that, right? That's all it is. That's all you got to do. The surf lifesavers will know what the problem is. Like, that's all. So, one hand just waved to and fro over the head means that you're in trouble. Okay, so don't if you're at the beach, don't just turn to your friend and go, hiya.
I was just thinking, wave at the kids on the beach.
Right, wave at the kids. Don't do that, because the surf lifesavers are going to jump in and start like heading towards you very, very fast. There's a tip for today. You may not know that. Yeah. Yep. Don't grab at the surf lifesaver. Try to stay calm. Staying calm, you'll be able to take more oxygen. You'll be okay. Hopefully. You'll be okay. Let's see. I meant less that they are all hell, but they are the target of groups and young people, not true. The target of cruises, old couples. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If I was forced to take a holiday, I would choose Valentine's and hide it real good. What? Hide what? No, don't tell me. I don't want to know what you're hiding. I really don't. Just smuggle it in there.
Smuggling is
cooks don't get time off? I don't know, mate. In Australia, cooks get time off, my friend. Seriously. I don't understand that. Yeah, it depended on the caption. That is true, Doremi. But it's just you'd expect all sailors would know how to swim, and that wasn't the case. Actually, it's really interesting about pirates. People are like, oh, they had no rules and stuff. Actually, the pirate captains were more strict than ordinary ships.
Mm-hmm.
They were very strict. Often were. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Your experience with pirates may differ. Honestly, I can't say last time you've been on a vacation. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of the staycation. To be honest with you, I'm totally a fan of that. But you do need that downtime to sort of just chill a little bit. I'm a fan of the staycation. I do like to just when I was working, I did in corporate, I did like to take my annual leave and go, okay, well I'm gonna take time off and stay at home and just do whatever I want and not work. And that's fine. And now that the government has passed a right to disconnect law, that's even better, because they can't just call you up and go, I know you're on leave, but we have this thing we've got a problem with. And, it'll only take a few seconds. That's actually against the law now. You cannot do that to people who are off work or on leave, because that's free labor. Like in this whole thing of capitalism, it's amazing how often the captains of capitalism will go, well, yeah, but we want some free labor from you. For years, I got to work early to set up and stuff like that. Unpaid, totally unpaid, right? Like get to work half an hour early and set up my station for working, and I wasn't paid for that. And the government has come through and said, no, if you need people there to set up, you pay them for that. Why are they doing it on their own time? And it's a good question. Why did I do it on my own time? I should be paid for that. I'm not doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it for, to do my work. Like, that's ridiculous. But they only started paying us from when we started to take calls, from when our roster was saying that we started, which is ridiculous. But I didn't think about it at the time. It's not right. But, the captains of, free trade and fairness on, if you don't get something for nothing, always want something for nothing. They always do. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm right up there with labor laws being more, heavily enforced. Absolutely. And it's really sad because you get young people who have just sort of come into the workplace, and they're just not seeing any real hope for themselves. And I can't say I blame them. You know, they're looking at working hard all their lives, never be able to afford a house, never going to be, you know, self-sufficient. They're always going to be renting, and they're just, you know, really despondent. And I don't blame them. It sucks the way that it's been set up. So, yeah. Don't kill volunteering. Well, volunteering's different. Volunteering's way different, Crunch Thing. I'm not talking about volunteering. I really am not. Because the captains of industry are not people running non-profits, mate. Just to let you know. Their entire thing is we're not a charity. That's their entire thing. Okay, so, you know, we're talking about two different things. But it is good to see a Crunch Thing. It really is. Let's see. What's next? Oh, well, how'd the poll go? How did you people do on the poll? Like, seriously, I want to know all about your poll. I want to know about it. Posters in the right. Yeah, no, I agree. And it just like, having parents like this, it's like so disconnected from reality. Seriously. Woof. Okay. And you know, they don't accept your girlfriend. Well, don't date her. That's why I date her and you don't. I feel like it's religious, you know. Right. I'll do one more. And then we can go probably like sort of go over to somebody else who's streaming and go over to them. It's Igaloo. Oh, it's actually deleted. Okay, well, I better find out if this is a real...
Rude.
It's been deleted, yeah. Okay. That one is fake. There we go. Okay, yeah. And apparently Reddit has determined it ahead of time, but spare garden. Why do you have a spare garden? Okay, some people don't have a main garden. Am I the asshole for asking why my coworker wears makeup every day? Oh, just a thing. Did you see? I saw briefly. I didn't really look into it, but apparently, like, Trump has demolished part of the White House, and it's looking absolutely terrible. Like, it's just like a wreck. And it's just like, what the hell is going on?
He's been taking the facade off of the East Wing in preparation for the gigantic ballroom he wants to build.
That's so, like, ridiculous. Like, why a ballroom? It's because Russia, like what's the place? The Kremlin has a ballroom, right? Like that's got to be it. I'm gonna look that up. Did I look this up once before? Yeah, it's ballroom envy. It's ballroom envy. Get it? Does the Kremlin have a ballroom? Yeah, I've looked this up once before, so I must have mentioned it. Yes, it has ballrooms in the Grand Kremlin Palace. Yeah, I swear, it's the dumbest reasons for why he does what he does. Howdy, never posted here, throwaway account, yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, you know. So 29 male, was at work during a pretty long meeting with a few... Okay, yeah. Why my coworker wears makeup every day? Yeah, you're kind of the asshole for that. Yeah. It's none of your business. Like, seriously, what she wants to wear, you know, why she wears makeup? Because she's happier in makeup. I mean, I suppose you're not for asking, but it depends on how you ask it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are depenses, but ultimately it is none of anybody else's business, so...
Right. Don't most women in corporate roles wear makeup every day? I mean, I don't... most of them do, as far as I'm aware.
That's the stereotype. There is some variation. There's a lot of places, corporate and non-corporate, where it's much more hit or miss these days.
Well, I'm just saying that if I was at my work where I used to work and I said, why are you wearing... I wouldn't ask that. It would just be like, yeah, it's your choice, right? And I mean, I'm sure... Thinking back, there was multiple women that didn't wear makeup, and you know, you wouldn't ask why they didn't wear makeup either. Like it just is. You know what I mean?
I've
like
actually
you just
seen is a woman will not wear makeup, and some of the other women will be like, "Why aren't you wearing makeup?"
Okay, that's
because I didn't want it, and that's the end of it.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, because I you know, I'm here to work, not model. But if you want to wear white makeup, you know, it would be kind of like asking a guy, like, you know, why are you, why did you grow a mustache? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
what? Why do you have a beard?
Right. Like people don't ask that. They're like, hey, I really like
Right.
what you did with your mustache. Stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
But
Yeah, I love your mustache. I love the beard. You look amazing, seriously. And, that's fine, but why do you have a beard? Because they like beards. So they like makeup. So what the hell? I feel like this is going to be a right wing. Oh, she's just trying to trap vulnerable men with her feminine wiles. You know what I mean? You know the one I'm
that
talking about? It's just
Jezebel
like, what the
spirit.
fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, exactly. So I, 29 male, was at a work party at work during a pretty long meeting with a few other co-workers. One of my co-workers is new, late 30s female, a prime makeup age there. I don't know what you want from her. And the conversation steered around our professional experiences, history. Pretty standard, I guess. Yeah, pretty standard. Midway during reviewing some boring stuff, this co-worker asked me with a smirk, "Can I ask you a question?" Since we were talking about a professional life, I was like, "Yeah, sure, what's up?" And she followed up with, "Why do you always wear hats?" Okay, that's fair. Now, I'll be honest, I'm bald. However, I like my baldness. Yeah, me too. I like my baldness. Um, you were talking on Java and Jugs actually about the light shining out of bald people's heads. Don't think I didn't notice. And that was an amazing Java and Jugs. I know Jess was there because I was talking to her about it. I left a comment on Chris's channel because that's where I saw it pop up. That was such a wholesome and supportive conversation from a bunch of really wonderful women. I thought it was fantastic. Fantastic. Absolutely. But you did say that bald people shine, and I'm like, how dare you? Not really. I do. I got to admit, it's an aura.
Yeah, exactly. You have an aura. It's just in
Exactly.
infrared. It's the human
Yeah.
eye failing, not lack of radiance.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I started bowling at 21. I was a tiny bit later, but yeah. And I was like, fuck that. Yeah, no, at first, I got to say, at first I was like, oh no, how can this happen to me? I'm losing my hair. It sucks. And, I did I think it was Rogaine or something. I did that for a little bit. And then I thought, who cares, right? I kind of just went, fuck it after that. So I did have a moment where I was really upset about it. And then, you got to let these things go. You really have to do that radical acceptance. Of course you don't like it. Accept it. Because it is who you are and it really isn't as important as you think it is. And just shaved it off instead of trying to style my hair in any way just to hide it. Also, since my hair is super curly and compact, it just wasn't going to be an option. In college, people loved it, said I had a good head shape, and said I looked like Terry Crews, Shaquille O'Neal, or The Rock. Yeah, man, Terry Crews is an awesome guy. I like Terry Crews. I'm going to put it out there right now. He is an awesome guy. This is a guy who learnt hardware systems to be able to build a computer with his son because his son was really into computers. That is a really good guy. He wanted to share in, and I think Terry Crews was abused by his father, physically abused when he was younger. And he's breaking the cycle by going, what do you love? I'm going to share your life with you. I mean, what a guy. What a marvelous man. He's a really good guy. As far as I know. Shaquille O'Neal, no idea. Rock seems a bit, I don't know. Not sure about that last one, so I was pretty confident with it. Yeah, for sure. But then when I turned 25, I started being mistaken for 30 because of the ball cut, so I started to wear hats pretty much everywhere. Grew a collection for all situations, work, gym, social life, anywhere besides weddings and funerals, to be honest. There's no problem with hats. Yeah. And with hats on at 29, I've been mistaken to be young as 22, not the goal, but yeah, the plan was to wear them until 30 and then cut back when my head matched my age. Okay, well, anyways, this co-worker asked, why do you wear hats every day? To be fair, it's a corporate setting, but it's also tech. We're in marketing and it's 2025, so smart casual is a rule of thumb. Yep, gotcha. And my bosses don't care and dress in hoodies and hats to work some days. Yeah, all good. All good. This whole idea of, corporate formal dress, it's so outdated, seriously. Smart casual is totally fine. Totally fine. I used to just wear pants and a polo shirt. That's it. It's totally fine. I responded, I like hats. And she said, but every day. So I said, yeah, I'm bald. I like my head shape, but I don't want to look like I'm 35. So I'll wear hats for now. Plus, I look good in them. Now, I wasn't thinking, and she's probably around 35 age or older, so I may have offended her with that. But she replied, 29 and wearing hats every day to hide? Wow. This
Rude.
truck a nerve. Okay, I think he means struck, but, we'll
Yeah.
forgive him for that. With me, so I responded, well, since joining, I've seen you wear makeup every day. Even casual Fridays are on your work from home team call. So why do you wear makeup every day? There was a muffled giggle, but it's clear that the atmosphere was tense. She got heated and said, that's a sexist question. And I said, how? It kind of is, but at the same time, she kind of started it by questioning why you wear hats. Like, why would you ask somebody, why do you wear hats every day? Like, why would you ask that? I don't understand. Like, I wouldn't even ask you why you wear hats all the time. It's just like, you like hats. It's kind of obvious.
I do like hats. I really
Yeah,
do. And
that's
I've been
fine.
saying,
Like,
even before I started my transition, I was always saying that hats are the most underutilized accessory for women, and now I'm proving the point.
so one of the things on a thing that I've got posted on my fridge where I will see every day is a list of my personal rights. They're essentially my boundaries, right? And one of them, I try to follow them, right? Like, I'm not saying that, hey, these are things that I have to do. It's just keep in mind that you have the right to do this. And one of them is not to have to explain any decision of why you do things to other people, right? You don't have to. Now, it may be good if they want to understand, to help them understand you, if that's what you want, but you don't have to, right? It's not this thing of, oh, I have to make them understand. If you just go, I like hats, that's all they need to know.
Yeah, you don't need to justify what
I
you
just
do.
like them. I just like them. That's all. So that probably would have been better instead of trying to explain why you feel uncomfortable with your head and things like that. And, obviously, why does she wear makeup? She likes wearing makeup. Now, there might be some deeper stuff to that, but that's quite frankly none of your business. Like, she just likes makeup. Fair. That's fine. Totally cool. But at the same time, she's an asshole because she's saying, hey, why do you like hats? Explain it to me. Just accept that people like things. And
Yeah, and then
you
getting
don't
mad about his response about being uncomfortable with the assumptions people make because he's bald. It's
right.
there's nothing you shouldn't have to justify, but making fun of
Right.
him because that's his justification is another layer of out of bounds.
Yeah. Yeah. And he shouldn't have to justify why he likes hats. You should just accept he likes hats. That's it. Like, you don't have a right to know. She got heated and said, that's a sex question. I said, how? Other women in the office don't wear makeup every day, and my boyfriend sometimes wears makeup when we go out to a high class event. He just doesn't do it every day. So why do you wear makeup every day? She got heated and silent, and one of the other co-workers went back to focusing on the deck. I feel like her, and I'm not on the best terms now. She will not talk to me right now. Right, which is how some people will react.
Mm-hmm.
So am I the asshole for asking why my co-worker wears makeup every day? Yeah, kind of in the way you did. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I get it. It was kind of like an answer in kind sort of thing. Like, let me show
Yeah.
you why the way you did that was insulting. But insulting back may not be the best approach.
Well, there's better ways to do an analogy like that, right? There's way better ways. There's sort of like, well, someone, instead of saying you do this, you can say, well, if someone wears makeup every day, I don't ask why they wear makeup every day. It's enough that they just like makeup. That's totally fine. I get what he's saying, that it's kind of unfair to be able to question somebody of why they wear hats every day, especially if it's because of male pattern baldness, which is a genetic thing, like it's not his decision. And it's hypocritical to say, well, it's sexist to question why you wear makeup every day. But that's not going to end well. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to end well. And I think that sort of, while you might be justified in doing so, it's not going to lead to a good result. Sort of using an example that's not her, you know, is fine. It's like, you know, why do some people have a backpack every day and not a satchel or a briefcase? You know, it's just because they like backpacks or they like briefcases or they like this stuff, you know. I don't know. Was the poster right for asking why a woman wears makeup every day? But I don't think he was being an arsehole, though. That's the thing. I think he was just trying to get her to think about the sort of hypocrisy of getting angry about what he said with, you know, the sort of what she asked kind of thing. You know, in fairness, he didn't ask her if he could ask her a question. She did. She said, "Can I ask you a question?" And he's like, yeah, sure. So she asked it. So she does have permission to ask it. You know, I think that better off he should have said, "I like hats." And she's like, "Well, why?" And it's like, "Well, do you like makeup?" "Yeah." "Well, then you wear makeup. It's no big deal." That might be a better way to go about it than saying, "Hey, why do you wear makeup every day?" Because for some women, that makeup is sort of a sensitive point. It's kind of like, you know, you're trying to cover up or you're trying to, there can be a lot implied there. It's sort of a way that you're going, you know, I think that she's thinking he's suggesting, oh, well, you're ugly, so you wear makeup every day. And that's how it sort of comes across to me. I think the way that he did it was just horrible. You know, like there could have been so much better ways to go about it. Like really. You know, like just sort of instead just saying, well, a woman might wear makeup every day because she likes feeling as pretty as possible. You know, I wear hats every day because I like looking cool. Same thing. And that wouldn't have been as sort of seen as an attack on her specifically. You know, it just would have been an analogy. And I think we've got to be careful when we do analogies not to infer that something's wrong with them when they do it. You know, especially at a workplace, it can be a problem. So yeah, I kind of think that yeah, he was being a bit, but it's more in the way that he did it than not. I think. And let's see what Reddit have to say. Do you have anything to comment on it?
Yeah, it's when somebody's crossing lines yourself in retaliation is definitely not advisable. I understand why he felt inclined to go that way, but like especially in a corporate environment, your very first thought for every action should be, what will HR say?
That's true, actually. Yeah. And you know, depending on who it is, yeah, I totally agree. Because sometimes you're never going to win a HR battle with like the CEO or something. Like seriously, it's just don't even, you know. Butter enriched. Okay, well, we got a butter enriched response. Everyone sucks here. She was being inappropriate, but you were at work. The way to come out of that information in the clearest, say something like, as interesting as it is, I think we talked about my hat enough for the day. What's everyone doing on the weekend? Not to be equally weird to prove a point. There's no air horns. No one's going to clap. That is actually a beautiful comment. Yeah. Oh dear. You know, the slow clap kind of thing, you know, that happens in everybody's head when you think you know, everyone sucks here. Her first question wasn't rude. Benefit of the doubt, it's genuine curiosity. Yeah, and she did ask permission to ask it. That's the thing. If you were going to have a problem, you should have said, well, it depends what it is. You know, is it personal? Then maybe don't ask it in the middle of a workplace. Her follow-up question sounded a bit judgmental. Still not an arsehole behavior. Her comment at the end was absolutely arseholery. Yeah, absolutely. Your question was only designed to hit back at her, so arsehole. FYI, men being bald is nowhere near as stigmatized as women not wearing makeup in the workplace. Yeah, that could possibly be correct. Yes. Yeah.
I
Although,
don't know that it's relevant, but it
yeah,
may be true in many places. Yes.
yeah, that's true. Your experience may vary depending on the workplace. Absolutely. Everyone sucks here. Even leaving aside questions of sexism in the workplace, everyone sucks here. She clearly wanted to say, I think it's dumb you wear hats every single day, and said she cross-examined you on your perfectly work-appropriate style. Yeah. You then wanted to say, the way you cross-examined me about my style was invasive. I'm not okay, annoyed me, hurt my feelings. Instead, you went on to do the exact thing you didn't like to her. To what? Teach her a lesson? You knew how shitty it felt, so what? You want her to feel as shitty as you did, and now you wonder why she won't talk to you. So yeah, everyone sucks here. I agree, but I don't think that was necessarily what he was trying to do. I think it was trying to say, hey, you wear makeup to cover up your vulnerabilities kind of thing. And he did it in a really shitty way, like a really, really crappy way. Yeah, I actually agree with them. Absolutely. I think it was, yeah. Not the arsehole. I don't get these EHS responses. On its face value, why do you wear makeup every day is a simple question. She could have said, because I like to, which, to be fair, you could have said in response to her. Yes, correct. That's exactly what I said. She was majorly out of line for not dropping it after your first response. She was rude for continually questioning your choices. Also, the smirk, but I don't know if people actually do that in real life. Oh, they do, yes. People
Oh, they
can
sure
smirk in
do.
real life.
But
Oh,
that's
yes.
a detail that's super easy to embellish.
Yeah, but she did ask permission to question your choices. Like she did ask, do you mind if I ask you a question? I know that some people are like, well, then you're just obliged to say yes. You're not really obliged to continue with it, but you allowed it. You know, like
Yeah,
not the arsehole.
that's a context thing. Like there's the unspoken personal question. Because like why would
Yes.
she ask that if it weren't? But it isn't always clear to people that that's what's happening.
Right, right. Not the arsehole. Big mean girl energy from her. She knew exactly why you wear hats and trying to call you out on it. Got what she deserved. Yeah, possibly, but I don't know that for sure. I don't think so. I think that everyone kind of sucks. I think that he handled it absolutely terribly, and she was just, I don't know. I think that just everyone sucks, to be honest with you. I know. What does chat think? What do you think, Ems?
Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the response. I get why, but I do. It's not the worst way to respond to that kind of situation, and considering what's been going on in the US lately, like just the fact that he didn't immediately try to stab her seems like a positive from my perspective, but
Okay.
it's not ideal.
Accept her for who she is, you bloody hick. Okay. Because the stash is the flavor saver. Yeah, I dislike mustaches. I dislike beards. I just do. And I'm not going to grow one just for other people's privilege. Like, seriously, it's not going to happen. So,
Yeah, it varies,
um,
and people should do what makes them happy.
Yep.
I mean, one of my favorite things, Jail Warren from Bridge the Divide. Last year he had this big old beard. Something happened and he ended up trimming it down, but he'd do a thing, and he may have it again by the time we get to Christmas. But he did like a fundraiser type deal where whenever he met a certain goal, he'd hang another ornament in his beard, and it was the cutest fucking thing.
Nice. I less like having a bit. I loathe shaving every day, just clearing up the corners. Maybe even nut every 3 to 4 days is so much more convenient. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what maybe even just every 3 to 4 days. Gotcha. When you're older is a soup strainer. Yeah, I don't know. I just, yeah. Tori says,
in it for later.
I haven't worn makeup much in the last 5 years, so it became so when I was still at Home Depot, and it wasn't anything for me to be sweating bullets in my department. It just wasn't practical. No, and that's fair, Tori. My wife does not wear makeup like every day. She might wear it out, like if she's going out. Not a lot at all. I think it's awesome. I'm not you know, I'm not that kind of person that's like, oh, she should wear makeup. No, come on now. Just, you know, just be yourself if you want. If you do want to wear makeup, you go for it. If you don't, that's cool too. All good.
That's right,
You should have
Reggie.
just
JL.
Martino. Thank you for joining us. He should have just asked, why do you ask? Yeah, it's a fair question. Why does it concern you? If she said, oh, I'm just interested, and it's like, well, then I like cats, then that's all you need to know. Tori goes on to say it wasn't that he asked that made him an arsehole. It was how he asked that made. Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with you, Tori. It was how he asked. Yeah, it was sort of just, you know, twisting the knife kind of thing, which is fine in debate. Not so much in the workplace. Just saying. Doremi says, I do not get why everyone acts as if them no longer talking to each other is a disaster and should be avoided. I've had colleagues wherever I worked that I was happy if we never exchanged words. Yeah, and that's basically part of the... It can be a problem if you are assigned to the same team on a project or something, though. So just being professional is definitely something that you've got to get under your belt. You know, like, I don't like this person, they don't like me, but when we exchange, we just talk about work things and that's all. And we both, you know, understand that, hey, we don't bring our beef into the workplace. You know, that's something you've got to do. JL, I've heard of him. Jason seems to be stalking him. If you've ever... I don't know who Jason is. So, what, Jason? The killer Jason? The hockey mask? And,
because JL isn't just a badass philosophy bro. He's also a he's affiliated with Hollywood Productions and stuff, and he's also known for his now done but long running podcast, This Week in Horror. Like, he's a huge horror aficionado.
Oh, I love horror. I think I'm a huge horror lover. I really like horror. You know, I really like offbeat horror as well. Really, really like it. Jason Voorhees. Yeah. Got you. Yeah. Look, someone tells me that J.L. Warren is the final girl. I would absolutely believe them. Like, absolutely. Just got to say. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the final girl is the heroine girl of the movie that survives the killer and does all that kind of thing. So, yeah. A man cave with a life-size Jason statue. Dang, that is cool. That is cool. But let's see how that poll did. What did you think? What did all of you beautiful people out there think? What did you think? No one's morally just. Yeah, I have a tendency to agree. And, you know, oof. Yeah, listen to Ember. What will HR say? If they don't say, oh, no, that's totally fine, don't do it. Don't do it, because even the HR investigation looks bad. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to go anywhere. Just being investigated by HR just isn't a good time. It really isn't. It really isn't. But I think I will call it there. I hope you've had fun. Emma, thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure. Always love having you on. I'm going to be doing I think I talked to you about this. I'm going to be doing sort of a watch party on my Discord for Halloween. And we're going to be watching Dark Dungeons, which is a live movie of a chick track. Like, it was originally a chick track and it was done by a whole bunch of what I think are students, and they kind of told them they would do a live version. Of course they agreed, and it is like so badly done. Like, it is so bad it's good. I'll tell you that right now. It is so terrible that it actually turns out good, and it just looks, it sounds ridiculous. You'd have to see it to believe it. It's an experience. So we're going to be watching that on Halloween because it kind of fits. So yeah, if you're interested in that, hit up my Discord. The invite is in the description. And I want to do more stuff on Discord. I really do. So I might get together with my friends and see if I can do some stuff. This Thursday I will have the members stream, which is tomorrow. Holy crap, that is tomorrow. I will be having the members stream, Mark in the Dark. I don't know what I'm doing for it. Could be anything. Could be literally anything. So, you know, if you're a member, if you aren't a member, memberships are available. If you just do join, you can be a part of that and see the member-only content. And you get emotes as well. Definitely emotes are the award-winning thing. Did it all for the... yeah, okay, fair enough. Chick tracks are the worst. Oh, this film is beautiful. It's just so good. You don't understand. What's the other thing I'm doing? Oh, yes, I'm going for AJ from Ways to Human is having a fundraiser on, I think, a Skeptic Haven. I should know this. I should know this offhand, but, you know. But she's doing a fundraiser on Skeptic Haven. So I'm going to be doing that on Saturday or Friday night Eastern time. Friday evening Eastern time. So come along for that. I will try to get links, and she did send me something. Give me one sec. I will... God, I'm so disorganized, Amber. Why am I like this? Seriously. I feel so disorganized right now. Blame Canada. Yeah, so I'll put that stream link in the chat. If you do want to come along, it should be good. And I should be able to do a promo if I can. If I can organize it. Give me one sec. Share tab. Yes. I know it's a black screen. We can... Whoop.
All the best movies start with a black screen.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hi. I'm not here to scare you. Unless you don't donate to our Halloween fundraiser. We're raising cash for 3 very important causes. Sadie Hergert, she's awesome. Cosmic Kyle, he's literally out of this world. And Ember, who's basically a real-life firecracker. And don't worry, we're not using your donations to buy candy corn. Because let's be real. Yeah. Who even invented that? So please, drop some coins, or bills, we're not picky, into our spooky fund. Every dollar helps, and hey, it might just save you from a very mild haunting. Thanks, ghouls and boys.
Yeah, so that's our Halloween fundraiser.
That's surprising.
Was I supposed to show that?
I mean, I don't know. Probably promoting things is usually part of...
Yeah, I've been asked to promote it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Friday, October 24th, 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, I don't know what that equates to in your time zone. Your time zone may differ. Look, it's hard enough for me to work out my own time zone. I'm not even going to lie. It's really hard for me. So, yeah, it's going to be a Halloween fundraiser for some of the community, and you are very welcome. I was told to promote it. Yeah, to run on your channels and link to the GoFundMe. So there is also a GoFund link that I need to share because I'm bad at my job. So this is the GoFundMe. So please do help the community. It's very important. I'm just going to give my time. I don't know how long it is. I don't know what I'll be doing. I will be doing something because I want to help the community. If you want to help the community, definitely come along. Even just your presence there will be really, really helpful, really cool. So if you're not doing anything, please do come and support the community, and we're going to have a good time. I know we're going to have a good time. Goat Fund Me. Look, don't hassle goats, my guy. Don't hassle goats. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming, everybody. I hope you've had a good time, Ember. It's been wild to have you on. It's just fantastic to have you on. I always enjoy it. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, yell incoherently at your monitor, whatever, you know, hurl your phone out the window, whatever you're happy doing, please. Anything to support me is really appreciated. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. If someone is blaming you for not doing something that they're actually responsible for, don't take that shit. Like, seriously, if they need to wake up, you know, it's a favor to wake them up. I don't care if they're your wife or whatever. If they're expecting you to, you know, mother them, no, that's not your job. Like, seriously, be kind to yourself and don't let somebody gaslight you into thinking that, because seriously, if a 40-year-old can't get off the couch to go to bed, that is entirely their problem. Seriously, don't do that to yourself. Be kind to others, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.